This video is going to be about showing you how we generated an extra £415,000 in 8 months for one of our e-commerce brands while doubling their ad results and keeping the same amount of ad spend. My name is Justin and I'm the founder at Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So first of all, let's go back to what was the problem that these brand owners faced before they actually started working with us. Was the solution that we implemented, what was the results before and the after. So I'll kind of go through all of this in this video. This is a bit of a specific video because not only work with many different e-commerce brands, we've actually narrowed down and only work with brands making above $50,000 per month. And from there, I'm saying $50,000 per month, but if you look at the bulk of our brands, they're actually making $100, $200, $250, $500,000 per month, and even more in some cases, close to the $1 million mark, so almost at 7-figure level. So that's kind of our client range. And with that said, if you look at these clients, they are a little different than your starting e-commerce brand, because when we work with beginning e-commerce brands, there are a lot of things that you can fix, right? You come into the business, they might not even have the basics covered within their advertising platforms. They probably don't even have any email marketing, or if they do, it's very basic email marketing. CRO is pretty much non-existent on their website. So there are a lot of low-hanging fruits that us as an agency can come in and fix and get amazing results, right? This is where you see 8, 10, 12x ROAS, or these huge case studies, because they usually come with smaller brands that have a lot of opportunities for you to solve and help them grow fast. But working with a brand like this one, this is a UK-based brand within the fashion space, and you think about a brand like that, they are able to pull in consistently £250,000 per month, and most of it actually comes from organic and email marketing. So ads really is a supplement to them and is truly how they get client acquisition, but also how they propel their email. There's a lot of lead gen also involved in their advertising, but they had a very good advertising team before we actually came on board. You're gonna see in a second, but they were getting good results already with that team. They had everything set up on the email side of things, a high converting website. So this is a much different client case study because there's no like huge structural change that we can come in and do. We can't just revamp the whole thing and expect to have a 4x results, right? There has to be micro tweaks to implement in order to get these results. So first of all, to give you a bit of a context, the founder had been working with an agency. Let's just call it Agency 1 for the sake of this video and make it simpler on you. So Agency 1 had been working with our client for a pretty long time. They had been working for, I think, almost up to a year. When the client decided to leave Agency 1 because Agency 1 was getting stagnant with results, with innovation, and they just felt like things were not moving forward after giving the agency feedback a couple times. So what they ended up doing, they joined Agency 2 for, I believe it was 3 to 6 months before they realized that Agency 1 was actually better than Agency 2. So they went back to Agency 1. But then the problem stayed the same. They were back with Agency 1 and things were still not really moving forward as they wanted to. So this is where we actually had a demo call with this brand back in early March of 2022 and where we decided to start working together. So the main goal for them was to get a fresh pair of eyes on the account and gain micro improvements, considering that they were happy with the current budget. So that is something that we also see brands, and sometimes I'm talking to new brand owners or even brand owners that are currently scaling up and they can't believe me when I say this, but look, this is the prime example of that. It's not every brand that wants to scale, and it's not every brand that wants to scale fast. So these guys were happy with the current advertising budget. They did not really want to spend much more on ads. They're actually not spending that much. They were only spending about £6,000 to £10,000 per month. So with that being said, it was not a huge budget that they already had, and they just wanted to make more out of the same budget. That was it. And this is a prime example of this specific style of client that we also get quite often, that come in and they're like, look, obviously we want to scale, obviously we want to grow the brand, but we're not ready to throw all the money resources that we have into ads. We just want to get better results first with the current ad spend before we decide on continuing, whether or not we want to grow. Okay. So with this said, solution for us was the following. So first of all, we started working with them in March 2022. And I would say for the first month or so, it was purely ad optimization. So it was consolidating the ad account, making structural changes to making just the account perform better as a whole, okay? Then the second thing was pivoting to an omni-channel strategy. They had only been doing Facebook ads, and that was the only channel they ever ran. So this, again, was a fashion brand, and they were very niched within their fashion, the fashion space that they were in. So this is actually a 70s fashion brand. So with that said, we added Pinterest as an acquisition channel. So no retargeting, just purely cold ads on Pinterest, which actually turned out to work very good, as you'll see in a second. And finally, we added TikTok, which we did not keep for that long with the client, but we added TikTok just a little bit to test new ad angles and to be able to, as I've been mentioning in a couple of recent videos, you get cheaper ad testing when using TikTok. So we use TikTok as a support channel in this whole strategy. So finally, we also help the client craft more compelling ad content, so kind of guiding them through what type of content they should create, while also micro tweaking the account structure, okay? So let's keep going right here. So before, the 8 months prior to us joining, and you'll see in a second why I choose 8 months. It's actually because we've been working for 8 months with this client. Keep in mind, the 8 months prior to us joining was July 7th, 2021 to March 7th, 2022. So that accounts for back to school, which is a good time for them. That accounts for all the holiday season, which again is a great time for this brand. And during that time, from Facebook ads alone, they had generated 233,000 pounds in revenue at about 5.37 ROAS. And they spent about 43.5K pounds during that time. So again, as I said at the bottom, this also accounts for Black Friday and Cyber Monday 2021. And look at the after right here. So we spent almost the same amount. So about 6,000 pounds more that we spent during that time. We generated a total of 415,000 pounds at an 8.35 ROAS. So if I go back, it's 5.37 and here 8.35. So we increased the ROAS just again by doing, first of all, account changes, by expanding to a new app platform, and finally, by also helping them with the creative aspects. So with this said, looking at this right here, you look at Facebook, the breakdown, 44,000 pounds on Facebook, which if you go back to this one right here, it's almost the same amount of ad spend that they had spent in the last 8 months at about 318,000 pounds. So even on Facebook itself, we did better. And if you look at Pinterest, this is where things went completely crazy. Keep in mind, it's only acquisition. We're excluding anybody who might have purchased. There's absolutely nothing done in terms of retargeting on Pinterest. We spent 6.4K on Pinterest and got 100K back. So 16.2 ROAS on that platform. So that was what you could call the low-hanging fruit for this client that we were also able to introduce. But if you look at just Facebook, it improved. Pinterest also helped improve the whole thing. And as I say right here, also keep in mind that the prior results were accounting for Black Friday, Cyber Monday 2021. The current results are outside of Black Friday and Cyber Monday 2022. So they're pre-BFCM 2022, meaning that it also accounts, as I say right here, for the slow season of summer. So technically, now that we're gonna get into the Black Friday season, this is most likely going to help them generate even better results than what you're seeing on screen right now. And to go back to the initial point, the reason why I'm recording this video is to show a different style of case study, because I'm often showing these kind of incredible stories because, well, first of all, they do well as videos. Second of all, they're also great stories to tell because they are some of the best successes that we've had with our clients. But I feel like this one, it is a good difference, right? It is, we can agree that it is a solid ad results increased than what they had at the beginning, but it's not like a 12x from what they had at the beginning, right? They increased by 3 ROAS, which arguably is still very good. But with that being said, this was an already existing brand that was already doing ads that just wanted to get a bit more of an edge on their current ad spend. If you're listening to this and you're an e-commerce brand owner making at least $50,000 a month with your brand, then I'd invite you to click in the description below and book in a short demo call with myself. Or again, we're gonna go over your brand and see if you're a good fit for one of our e-commerce marketing programs, take care of your full paid advertising and your ad creatives. If that's not the case, so if you're actually doing less than $50,000 per month, then no worries. We also have a free Facebook group link in the description below. So if you're an e-commerce brand owner doing less than 50K per month, or a marketer, you like the Facebook ads industry, the TikTok ads industry, and you wanna get access to exclusive content, then join that group, join the community, and any questions you might have regarding your brand, industry, or whatever that might be, you can ask in the group and I'll be more than happy to respond back to you in detail. On that note, make sure you check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.